this is Mark Tullis with the Comic Book Novice, and I'm here with
Jamal Igle.
And what are you best known for?
I am the penciler of Nightwing, currently the penciler of Nightwing. I'm the former penciler of Firestorm the Nuclear Man, as well as many other DC, Marvel, and independent projects.
So tell me a little bit about how you got a big contract like Nightwing on DC.
It was actually just good timing. Firestorm, my run on Firestorm was wrapping up. I was actually originally supposed to become part of the rotation on 52 for 4 issues, and I was all set to do that when they called me up and offered me the Nightwing job, and I just took it immediately.
So a lot of artists are doing exclusive deals nowadays. Mm-hmm. Is that what you're hoping for with DC, to be exclusive?
Well, I already have an exclusive contract. So
how does that work, getting an exclusive deal with DC? I mean, what if you got the comic of your lifetime to draw that you always wanted to draw, and you can't draw? Is there a way to get out of the contract? How does a contract like that work?
No, the contract is pretty solid, but well, that was one of the things that I had to keep in mind when I signed the contract in the first place. Is, you know, I made the decision that I wanted to, continue my career at DC, and I was already working there for about a year when I got my contract in the first place, so it just really didn't make any sense to want to go anywhere else.
What about something that's creator-owned, or something that you want to do on your own stuff? I remember that you had something coming out a while ago.
Venture, which is a project that I did with Image Comics, written by Jay Ferber. We co-created the book. Creator-owned projects, there will always be time for creator-owned projects. I'm not really in a rush to do anything right now. I'm just enjoying my time at DC, and we'll see where things go with my career.
And you've worked on, what's the longest story arc you've worked on, as issue-wise?
The longest, per issue story arc that I've worked on, I did 8 issues of Firestorm in a row without a break. So, and I did Firestorm for 2 years. I did 23 issues of Firestorm. So, but 8 issues in a row without a break is probably the longest per issue arc that I've done.
And when you're on the contract with DC, do you have to constantly put out product? What if you're late? What if you're sick? Or you still have to constantly...
Well, if you're sick, you're sick. There's nothing you can do to get around that. Being late is not really an option because, not as a penciler, if I don't produce my work, then other people don't get paid. So it's a priority for work, produce it on time, produce it to an acceptable level.
Have you ever been on a comic where they've switched writers on it?
Well, Firestorm, I worked with, originally with Dan Jolly, was the original writer. I worked with him from issues 8 to 13, and then Stuart Moore came on for 14 until 32. So it takes a little adjusting, but you find a way. You find a way to do it.
And normally pencilers work 3 months in advance, 7 months in advance?
Usually.
How far do you work in advance?
I'm usually about 3 months in advance. I'm a page a day guy. I do a page of artwork every day. So, I produce an issue every 5 weeks, 5 to 6 pages a week, depending on what I'm capable of, what my speed is, and how I'm feeling. I also teach on the weekend, so that's a big factor in it as well.
What new projects do you have coming out?
Oh, well, right now, I'm just working on Firestorm. I'm going to be co-plotting the next story arc with Marv Wolfman, who's the series writer. I've got some writing projects that I'm working on. I also have a podcast that I'm going to be doing called the Mighty Mighty Adventures of Earl Wayne and Chuck Chuck, which I'm co-writing, co-producing, and I'm one of the voices. So
it's like one of those old-time shadow type of podcast?
It is definitely just good old-fashioned, old-time radio play podcast, sound effects, eerie, creepy music, and the whole 9 yards.
So what was the brainchild behind that? Where did you come up with that idea just to go back and do something like that?
Actually, the idea actually came from my writing partner, Keith Miller, who actually approached me with the idea, and we started kicking things back and forth. So as this is things that we've been working on for the last couple of years, and as just throwing ideas around, it's one of several writing projects that we're going to be working on together.
So you said you were teaching. You're teaching art?
I'm teaching comics and sequential art at the Art Students League of New York.
So what advice do you give your students?
Basically to there's a lot of different things that I try to impress upon my students. The first thing that I try to shake them of is the notion that drawing comics is either easy or should be taken lightly. Comics books are a serious discipline. It requires a lot of work, a lot of man hours, and you have to be definitely dedicated to the work that you're doing. The other thing that I try to impress upon them is the virtue of patience, which is just the general idea that, you're not going to get everything at first. It's like anything that any discipline that you need to work at, you have to take your time. You have to realize that it's trial and error. You're not going to immediately learn every single thing that you need to learn about comics. And just like any other type of art, it's an ongoing process. So as long as you're patient, and as long as you're willing to allow yourself the opportunity to grow and change, then you're going to succeed.
So even after all this time of passion, can you say that honestly you're still learning still?
I'm absolutely still learning. I'm absolutely still trying to perfect my craft. I'm, never. The day that you become satisfied with your work, and you feel like there's nothing else left for you to learn, that's the day you get out. That's the day you leave the business, because you're stuck. You haven't grown.
All right, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much.